If you like these videos and you want to see them early before they go up on YouTube, head over to LBRY. There's a link in the description. It's an awesome distributed alternative to YouTube, and I absolutely love it. Hey everybody, it's your friend and your guy and your favorite YouTuber who's always going on political and religious rants, Gardiner. Speaking of political rants, this week U.S. Senators Marsha Blackburn, Tom Cotton, and Lindsey Graham introduced a bill that would require U.S. tech companies to build backdoors into their encryption so that the government could subpoena them or issue warrants and get access to encrypted information. I know that I might be preaching to the choir when I say this, but that's a horrible idea. This is a woefully out of touch piece of legislation. They literally have no idea how encryption works. So the bill is called the Lawful Access to Encrypted Data Act, and it's a real potato of a bill. In the Judiciary Committee's announcement, it stated that the bill would, quote, bring an end to the warrant-proof encryption in devices, platforms, and systems, end quote. In other news, it will definitively prove that dinosaurs are a New World Order plot to bring communism to the United States. Terrorists and criminals routinely use technology, whether smartphones, apps, or other means, to coordinate and communicate their daily activities, said Senator Lindsey Graham. In recent history, we have experienced tremendous terrorism cases and serious criminal activity where vital information could not be accessed even after a court order was issued. I mean, yeah, that's kind of the idea of encryption, isn't it? On the one hand, I mean, I can see, like, the point that if a court issues an order, well, then there should be legal means to get access to information. And I don't believe that any tech company should be above the law by any means. However, there is absolutely no room on this. There's no wiggle room here. If you break encryption, it is broken. That's what these guys want to do. They want to break encryption. Strong, effective cryptographic algorithms are really the only protections that we have for civil liberties. If you don't have privacy, you don't have any other right. In my estimation, privacy really is the prime source of all other human rights. If you don't have privacy, then your right to speech and your right to assemble and all the other rights that we are guaranteed by our Constitution basically go out the window. What I find really weird about this is that the Republican Party, at least at the federal level, are probably the party that care the least about the rule of law. There's no political party in the world, or political movement, I should say, that cares less about effective government than these guys. So why are they proposing laws that are meant to protect people and enforce the law? They don't care. And just for the record out there, I consider myself an Eisenhower Republican. I don't agree with basically anything that the current Republican Party stands for. I mean, but these guys have to realize that, you know, if they force U.S. companies to have these backdoors to comply with U.S. warrants and such, those backdoors are not going to only be used by the U.S. government, you know? Like, let's say that there's a U.S. company that also has a presence in China, right? And these guys, the Chinese government comes to them and says, hey, you know, we know that the U.S. has this law, and we have a warrant here that you have to honor if you want to keep doing business here in China. And so, you know, all of a sudden, these U.S. companies are going to be complicit with Chinese regulations opening up their encrypted stuff for Chinese citizens, or against Chinese citizens, I should say. Come on, guys. Or even U.S. citizens in China. This is I hate the slippery slope argument, but this is a slippery slope. But the thing is, they didn't think about that because they really don't care. It's obvious that they don't care. The next issue here is that none of these companies can be trusted to keep things actually secret. Let's say that there's a master key that lets them access or decrypt anybody's data. Well, it's only a matter of time before hackers get access to these master keys, and then literally everyone who uses these services would be at risk of having their data decrypted and exposed. It's only a matter of time. But again, these guys don't care. Here's another question. Does this law require that websites are storing user passwords encrypted in a way that is decryptable? Who knows? I mean, these guys don't know, obviously, and they don't care. What's also unclear here is if real encryption would become illegal under this bill. Perhaps this bill is just intended to make companies that produce, devices, platforms, and systems whatever the hell that means, they would be required to perform this decryption. The sky's the limit with this bill in a very bad way. How would a project like OpenSSL be required or expected to comply with this law? How would they be required to do this? Really, who knows? These guys sure don't. These senators have absolutely no idea how this technology works, and they have absolutely no right to pass laws that make no sense for the things that they're actually trying to govern. These guys don't care. They have no idea, and they don't care to know. So what can be done about this? You'll find a link in the description. If you're in the United States, go contact your senator. Because this law is in the Judiciary Committee right now. It will probably make it to the floor of the Senate, and we need every senator out there to completely understand just how terrible this bill is. Contact your senator if you're in the United States. It's incredibly important that you do. There's a link in the description. That's it for this video. I want to thank everybody over on Patreon, including Files Copying, for their continued support. Files Copying, my dude, you're truly awesome. If you guys want to help the show out, you can head over to Patreon and join the 115 awesome folks over there. You can also pick up a t-shirt over on Teespring. There's links down below. But yeah, I think that's going to do it for now. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a blessed day.